Lucky for you, this one. I like it. This one. I like it. Me? Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Yes, I did very well.
You did? Yeah. I know
Yep. Yep, I sure did. What's up, young lady? I know.
Grab a seat, guys. Grab a seat. We're gonna get started in 1 minute.
Hey, Dave, which one is
I believe 2. You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be. Just connect.
Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. Don't be shy.
Oh, yes.
Hey.
Good to see you, brother. Hey, I left 2 trophies, one for you and one for your buddy. We got 3rd in the tournament, so they're downstairs.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. Awesome. Okay, bro.
Yeah, they're
Good.
downstairs,
Good,
so.
man. Good.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, good. Good to know. Good to know.
They're with Marissa.
Okay, beautiful. All right, we got
I'm the one that's always cold.
You know, that's the problem is that I can't. Hang on.
Oh, yes, I did.
Bring it up, guys. Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. Start it. It's another way here.
Let me see. Let me see how
Right
this,
next to you.
see how this works.
Oh, there's one.
It works. Look at that. All right. Hi, young lady. You're new, aren't you? Okay. Hang on. I'm gonna be talking for like 45 minutes. I'll be right back. Gotta use the restroom.
Oh, ¿cómo estás? No te había visto, niña.
I know.
Qué bonita.
Muchas gracias. How are you guys? Good. Did you guys have a good lunch?
Yes, fantastic.
You didn't go, huh?
No, it's in Fontana. Didn't make it back on
Just making the money.
I know, right?
Yes, cuando you making the money?
Yeah.
Okay, let me come over.
Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Good to see you. Good, thank you.
Not one to buy.
Hola, señor. Bye.
Yeah, it's cold in here. It is cozy. It's cold. She's hot.
I was just running
Oh, you,
around.
because that, it is so hot outside.
And my air conditioner's not working.
I like your time. ¿Cómo estás, amiga?
Bien, ¿y tú, amiga?
Good.
It's still blue time. Sorry, I think a lot of
Oh,
I don't want to strike.
you don't need to apologize. I was
Have your notepads ready, guys.
Yeah, guys, have your notepads ready because we're going to learn quite a bit here. All right. Let me see who is here. Looks like we got Rancho is here. Oxnard is here. Northridge is there. Downey, it's on, but there are no humans there. Anaheim Hills, Mission Viejo. Look at Jason's trying to call everybody. Look at that. So come on in and join us. Let's see who is on. out there somewhere. Looks like Jackie, Julie, Michael Mendoza, Michael Partita, Yurdita. Okay, good. All right, I'm going to get started, okay? All right, guys, how's everybody doing?
Great.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. I got to tell you, it feels incredible to be back. I don't really like being away from work. I'm just one of these people that just likes to work and then on the weekends be at home. You know, I'm just kind of wired that way. So being away for this trip, although it was very educational, I like being here with you guys. So it feels good to be back. I am terrible at what's about to happen. And Jason, as the chief operating officer, tells me, no matter what, don't say anything until we have everything dialed in. But I'm just not wired that way. That's just not who I am. So without sharing too much, let me let you know that yesterday at my home was probably one of the most incredible and most impactful meetings that we have ever had at the company, other than the very first meeting when I told my brother, hey, I think we need to start something because I think, you know, there's like a lack of leadership and training and skill set and motivation out there. I think we need to start something, you know. It's that kind of a meeting that happened last night. And we are in the process of developing 3 key initiatives that are essentially going to alter the way you know Entero as it is. And it's all very, very good, and it's all going to be stuff that you like. And so one of the initiatives, I will tell you, we're going to have a conversation about next Thursday at next Thursday's sales meeting, okay? So no matter what happens, please do not miss next Thursday's meeting. How many of you are a year or less to Entero out there? Raise your hands. Okay, a lot of you guys. Okay, good. So it's very rare when we have a mandatory meeting. And it's rare because I don't like using that word because you're all independent contractors and, you know, so forth and so on. You can do whatever the heck you want, really. Yet, there's times in the history of our company when we discuss things that are going to affect everybody in a positive way. And we need you guys to know what's going on and why we're doing it and so forth and so on. Well, next Thursday is one of those days, okay? So if I could implore you to make sure that you don't miss next Thursday's meeting, first off, you're gonna like it, first off. And secondly, you're gonna wanna need to know about it. Sound good? Yes? Okay. Second, thing that I can tell you about, by the end of this month, if not by the first week of next month, I'll tell you right now, you know, I know I exaggerate and I know I think big and I know, you know, whatever, but I'll tell you right now, ask anybody that was at my home last night, the marketing material combined with the marketing suite that we are getting ready to launch, you've never seen anything like it. And it is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. The look, the feel of it, so forth and so on. Without you know, speaking too negatively, this is how good of a designer we have working on all this. How many of you guys love our Entero Prestigio brand? Yeah, it's freaking awesome, right? The Prestigio brand is awesome. And so Adrian Hernandez was there last night, and he gives the marketer, you know, an Entero Prestigio brochure. And he gives it to him. He says, oh, look, well, here's what we already created. You know, corporate has created this. And you know, I'll never forget. The guy goes, oh, cool. I could use the words, but this is garbage. This is not good. And here I was like, I like it. Like, that's what I'm just trying to share with you guys the design eye that these people have. Like, it is absolutely fantastic what is coming. So we're working on that. We'll have that to you by the end of this month, first week of next month. Okay, June. Okay, third, Gary Vaynerchuk is coming, guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of I'll say this. I'll say this other thing. Everything that we do for our agents at Intero, you know, we just kind of do it. It's just part of who we are, you know, and when you really start to look at, and sometimes as a result of the fact that we don't market it, we don't really tell the story all that great. We don't really tell the story of your guys' breakthroughs that great because we just like are doing our job, you know? But in the marketing world, I want you to consider the fact that if you go to Apple's website right now, just think about this. Apple branded and markets and makes a big deal about the glass that is on their computers. What do they call it? The Retina display. I want you to think about that. I just want you to think about that for a second that, you know, we think about it and we go, oh yeah, Retina display. In other words, they're so good at marketing that every feature that this thing has or that they offer, they name it, they brand it, and then they make a big deal about it. So last night we're at the company at the meeting with this marketing team, and the marketing team goes, so tell me, what's the difference? Like what you want me to know? Okay, and we all just started firing. You know, we practice our skills every single morning. We have quarterly reviews. We're crazy. We bring people like Gary Vaynerchuk, you know, at least once a year to come and inspire our agents. We have dashboards and analytics that help people track their numbers and so forth and so on. They can create a business plan. They can track their numbers. We have our community. You know, we have 8 offices, and you feel like you're at home whenever you go to any of the offices. And oh, our per person production is way better than anybody's. We did all of this in 6 years, and we're outproducing all other offices. And we just started like coming. We do quarterly reviews. We have mastermind groups, like, you know. And as the ideas were, as everything that we do normally was coming out, the guy was like, "You guys do all of that?" Right? We have a Hall of Fame. We have the top 7%. We have, like, you know, we have a trip to Cabo. By the way, who's going to Cabo? Okay. Even the title reps are going to Cabo. Look at that. You should have seen his face. He went, right? Like, you know, and then when you think about it, as we were saying it, I thought to myself, oh my God, like we really do a lot. And the second thought I had was, we're horrible at telling people about this. We just do it because it's our job. It's like, you know, it's like what we believe in. And so I want to challenge you to think about your business in that way before we get started. And I want you to think about what you do for your clients that maybe, you know, you just kind of do it. You should maybe think about making a bigger deal about it and really sharing with them what makes you different and really exposing them to what makes you different. Because especially when you're talking to a buyer right now in this marketplace where the market is this tough right now, man, oh man, they're going to have to trust you in the deepest way possible so that you can get their offer accepted. Who knows what I'm talking about, right? And then when it comes to a seller, listen to me very carefully. When it comes to a seller in this market right now, where it's a seller's market, and as a result of it being a seller's market, essentially, you price it right, it'll sell in 2 days, yes or no? Well, the problem with that, there's good and bad. The problem with that is that any Mickey Mouse agent can go and offer them, I'll list your house for 1%. You know what I'm saying? Right? Because they'll stick it in the MLS and quite frankly, they might get a bite. Well, you're going to have to distinguish yourself in a way and differentiate yourself in a way that you stand out to them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let me just give you one idea. Okay, weekly communication. Just write that down. Weekly communication. That's something that we should all be doing. And it's something that we all think of as like, okay, well, yeah, that's just my job. What if you gave that a cool, unique name? And you made that something very special that you do, that nobody else does it like you do. Think about it, right? Okay, write down open houses. Everybody does an open house, right? But what if you spoke to them and marketed to them and shared with them what makes you different about your open houses? I mean, right off the back, I'll tell you, no other agents are going to spend time prospecting the open house because agents don't like to prospect. Speaking of prospecting, what about the all-day prospecting day that you guys do? Here in Corona, especially, and pretty soon company-wide. Well, they give Corona a round of applause for being the founders of the all-day, and JJ, the founders of the all-day prospecting. But, you know, think about that. Like, I want you to think about the fact that that's just normal at Intero. That's just normal. But do you know how absolutely abnormal that is in the real world? That is abnormal to get a bunch of people in the room during one day, supporting each other, helping each other, clapping each other, and motivating each other. Are you crazy? That is abnormal. That doesn't happen anywhere else. Or does it? No, it doesn't happen anywhere else. So you need to find a way to share with your clients how you, on a daily basis, generate business for them. Like you actually work for them, and how that work increases the net amount of money that you put in their pocket. Does this make sense? And I'm coming to you because, you know, I told the marketing guy yesterday, I said, you know what? My downfall is I've never been good at marketing because I work my tail off and I'm really good at closing. I've never needed to be. And what I'm telling you is what is coming for all of us is true to Intero form. When we do something, we do it right. You guys are going to absolutely love it. Okay. So this training is important. And it's important because it stems from a conversation that I've been having with all of the top 7% in our one-on-one coaching conversations. And I felt like it was so important that I needed to teach it to all of you. And I'm going to start off by letting you all know that we are all, as human beings, we're heat-seeking missiles. We attract and get what we focus on. Write that down. We attract and get what we focus on. Matter of fact, let me see if I could. And you know this to be true. You know this because we constantly remind you about this here at Intero. We're constantly telling you this. And if you look at it in your life, you know that what you think about happens. Your worries happen. Your excitements happen. Your doubts happen. Your fears sometimes happen. It literally is true, right? And so the thing is that once you start to understand that, then you'll understand the importance of knowing what you focus on. Okay? A lot of times when I sit down and I speak with you guys, if you're quote unquote stuck or if you're having a difficult time, I'll ask you a very important question. I'll ask you, what do you want? Clear indication of somebody being stuck. Here's their first move. They'll go like this. Look at my eyes. You don't know what you want. You ain't going to get it. And always, it's like a script. And so when you're living life from that perspective, guess what you get? Yes or no? It's because we as human beings, we get what we focus on. This is absolutely true, right? And a lot of times, as long as we can get really, really good at focusing on it, guess what happens? That's when you start seeing people and salespeople who make things look so easy. Because they're so focused on it that while they're doing activities to get it, guess what else starts showing up? Like free business starts showing up. Who's ever gone and been focused and has been prospecting or has been marketing or generating leads, and all of a sudden they'll get leads from somewhere they weren't even expecting it? Raise your hands. Yeah, that's the proof of that, right? So as a result of that, again, these are conversations that I've been having with the top 7%, and I need to have it with all of you. Let's reprogram our minds to get exactly what we want. Let's do a little reprogramming. Here's what I mean by this, guys. What I mean is the following. Let me exit this and let me just move this little box because it's bothering me. What I mean is the following. I mean that there are certain things that you need to be focused on when it comes to building your business. Sometimes it's numbers related. And sometimes, to be honest with you, it's a little selfish. And that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the selfish side of abundance, the selfish side of success. Let me give you a little hint about what's coming tomorrow. I'll tell you right now, no one, absolutely no one that you admire or respect or look up to because of their success in business, absolutely no one, not one of them, not one human being has ever gotten there by not secretly being a little selfish and wanting something for themselves. Now, for some of us, we think, you know what? Oh my gosh, that's a little rough because you know what? I don't think that way. I think about my family and I want to, do what's right for them. All right. Guess how you're going to get them what you want to get them? By being selfish enough to understand, listen to me very carefully, that the only way to help others is to first help yourself. I mean, we do this. Oh, that's a little rough. It's so funny. I had a meeting with all of our team from Rise Mortgage, all the loan officers from Rise Mortgage, right? And we went to the country club. We sat down. We were having lunch, and I think Scott Alejo told me, man, you know what? I go, what? He says, I funded a loan the other day in like 13 days. 13 what? 13 days, which, you would hear about that back in the day. But like now with all these like rules and regulations, 13 days, he was like, yeah, it was pretty cool. And I go, you know what, Scott? Shame on you. He said, why? I said, why the hell didn't you make a video about that? Didn't you go get in front of the world? Didn't you go get a camera and tell the world that you just funded a freaking loan in 13 days? Don't you want more business? I mean, that makes sense, yes or no? That makes sense, right? Listen to what his answer was. And listen to what all of their answers were. Their answers all stemmed around, yeah, but I don't want to seem like I'm bragging.
Why not?
So then I took that and I got a little deeper. And I started to realize that, we're all wired differently, people. And some people are wired and they have a servant's heart. So to them, the reward is it's not that they don't want more business, is that they're just happy with the fact that they were able to serve you and help you. On the opposite side, you have a realtor, a demanding realtor that is out there, A-type personality, that's aggressive, that wants to go out and kill it. It's not that they're not a servant's heart, but when they see someone who won't go out there and speak their mind and say what they're thinking about, they may perceive that as being weak. Yes or no? So then I told them, how many of you guys follow me on Instagram by any chance? Okay, if you're not, you're missing out. Go follow me on Instagram. So I had the same type of issue. And the issue was that everybody that I follow that does great things on Instagrams, you see like pictures of them with quotes and stuff like that and blah, blah, blah. And, I didn't want to do that because I don't want to seem like, my ego and it's not me. Who's ever said that? We say that, don't we? Right? And then finally, I just started realizing, my goal in life is to help as many people as possible. So as long as I do it with the right heart and with the right intention and the right message, and it feels true and genuine to me, well, I don't see anything wrong with that. Why not give it a shot? And I showed the mortgage team that day. I said, listen, look it, and I can show you right now. In the past 7 months, guess which were my top 3 most liked images? All the ones of me doing the things that made me uncomfortable. Guess what that's saying? What that's saying is that the world wants to see more of what you're doing. The world wants to hear about what you're doing. Does this make sense, guys? And it's contradictory to the way we feel sometimes. And that's why I'm saying some of us need to get a little bit more selfish. a little bit more clear with what we want for ourselves. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow. Okay. So now when you take that, I'm going to teach you the 4 or 5 things that you should be selfishly focusing on to make sure that you're growing your business at the level that you want to be growing it at. You guys ready?
Yes.
All right. We need to start identifying our key watermarks. So when I say watermark, what is a watermark? Who can tell me what a watermark is? A logo? Okay, cool. Anybody else? All right, let me help you out. You ever been to a pool, a house with a pool that the pool was drained out? Yeah? What does it leave? A mark. It's a little watermark. It's like a little line. It's like a little white line, right? That shows you where the water level used to be. Yes or no? All right. You guys want to get really, really focused and start selling a lot more houses? You need to identify what your watermarks are. And I'm going to teach them to you right now. Okay? There's 4 key watermarks that we need to be focusing on in our business. And people, I'll tell you right now, if there's a reason why there's such mediocrity in our industry, it's because people don't know what to focus on. People don't know what to focus on. You see, well, let me get right into it. Ready? Number 1, cold leads. Cold leads. Whether you realize it, like it, or not, you need to have a number of cold leads, a watermark that you absolutely never go below. Who can tell me why? Okay, filling your pipeline to keep track. Can I tell you why? Because your cold leads and the amount of cold leads that you have impact, number 2, your warm leads. In other words, if you have a proper machine going and your prospecting is working and so forth and so on, then guess what will naturally happen when you have X amount of cold leads? You will also have, as a result of that, X amount of warm leads. Now, this is something that we taught you way back at the beginning at your agent orientation, which, by the way, there's a new one coming up, I think, next month. But this is something that sometimes people go, whoop, why? Because what do we focus on as real estate professionals? Let me make a sale. Let me pay my bills. Let me make a sale. Let me pay my bills. You start to sell a little bit more houses when you focus on, let me get to the top of the board. Oh, but I don't like that. That's not me. Fine, stay at the bottom. You can do that. You can let it not be all you want, but stay at the bottom. Make sense? What you focus on happens. What you desire happens. In business, if you think for yourself, I just need to earn enough to cover this and have a little bit much left over, guess what you will always have for the rest of your life? Enough to cover this and have a little bit left over. And the reason why you need to focus on warm leads is why? Because they affect your hot leads. So now, I was really, really good at this. 100% of the people I coach now, in Solvus, I need to see their cold leads, warm leads, and hot leads. Literally by seeing that and a couple of other dashboards. You know what, Wendy, I just got reminded. I remember Wendy Junk, we were having a conversation and she was about to have a nervous breakdown. She's like, oh my God, I don't have enough because of this. And I just had a good month, but I don't have enough pending, but blah, 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 blah. And I go, great, let's take a look at your hot, warm, and cold leads. And we could literally tell by the amount of hot, warm, and cold leads what was about to happen. We got her refocused, and that refocusing caused her to have a great, great month, and she was about to have a nervous breakdown. You know why you guys have nervous breakdowns? Because all you think about is money. Your relationship. This is not all of us. The ones that are having the breakthroughs have moved past this. But for the most part, the way you live your life, the way you approach your day, the way you show up to work every day is typically for a salesperson has to do with how much do I need to pay my bills and how many sales do I have to make to cover that. Guess what? Listen to me. I can predict the future right now. Oh, you will always be stuck in mediocrity. Every once in a while, you'll break through and do a little bit better. But then when you have like a really, really good month and you close 4 escrows, you'll all of a sudden, without even thinking about it, disappear and not show up to work. And then you won't show up to work all of a sudden until where you realize, holy shit, I need more money. And then you'll come back to work. Yes or no?
Yes.
Why does that happen though? Because our thinking is off. That's why. Our focus is off. We've been wired to think about the way we work and the way we live and the way we approach our business solely related to we're thinking like employees. We're thinking like employees. An employee is the one who does a job and then gets a reward. A business owner, listen to me very carefully. A business owner sets their own course. If I could help you with anything, people, I'm telling you right now, you gotta stop thinking the way you think. And you have to adjust it. And you have to start thinking like a business person. Here's what I mean by that. I hear it all the time. This month, I'm gonna make 5 sales. Okay, great. Guess what my first question is? It's the end of the month, you go into a new month, and you have the audacity to tell me, this month I'm gonna make 5 sales. Guess what I asked you? First question right off the bat. Perfect, how many hot leads do you have right now? Because to make 5 sales, how many hot leads do you have to have going into the month? At least 5 or 6. Can I tell you why? Here's how it works. Because if you have 5 or 6, you know that you'll be able to get 3 to 4 of them in escrow, and then in your efforts, you can go find the other 2. You see, you cannot, listen to me very carefully. A big reason why we fail is because we go into the month, listen to me, without any hot leads. The people who succeed at the highest level possible go into the month with a bunch of business that they know it's about to drop. And then they work throughout the month to fill up the pipeline of leads for what? For the following month. If you want to break out your constant up and downs, stop thinking about money. As a matter of fact, start giving your checks to somebody else to deposit for you. Stop looking at it. Stop thinking about it. So make it all about numbers and statistics. If you went into the month, write these numbers down, with 20 cold leads, meaning 20 leads that you got from the month before. About 8 or 9 warm leads, meaning 8 or 9 that you're working on to push to the next level, and about 3 to 4 hot leads. Guess how much you would earn a year? Every month, if that's what you did, guess what you would earn? $150,000 to $200,000 a year. Why? Do the math. Because the 3 to 4 warm, hot leads, once you get really, really good, and once you start attacking those hot leads like a freaking pit bull on a mailman's leg, guess how much you will convert of those 3 to 4? You'll convert 3 sales. See, this is the way you got to start thinking. This is the way, you see, you know how I used to sell 20 houses a month? You know how I used to take 12 listings a month? I just knew my numbers really, really well. I knew that if I wanted to take 10 to 12 listings a month, I needed to go into the month with 8 to 9 hot seller leads. Because then I knew I'd be able to convert at least 7 or 8 of them, and then I would just have to go find 4 more. How do I find the 4 more? Simple. While I'm out doing my job, I find 4 of them that are hot, ready to go now, and I understand that the rest of them are going to fill the pipeline for the following month. Some of your prospects are going to be ready now. Some of your prospects, you're going to have to work with them a little bit. And some of them won't be ready for a while. That's called a cold, a warm, and a hot lead. Who wants to start selling no matter what, 2 to 3 escrows a month, every single month? Raise your hands. You cannot, listen to me, you cannot go into the month with anything less than 4 to 5 hot leads from this point forward. Never, ever, period in the story. If you do that, your life will change forever. You understand what I'm talking to you about? And some of you know exactly what I'm talking about because you never seem to hit that number. And you look at other people and you're like, man, how do they, what? It's simple. You can't start the month without the volume and work behind from the month before to get you the amount of people that you need to get in order to make sure that you have the month that you want to have. You understand what I'm telling you now? You understand what I'm talking about? So watch how simple this is. Who eventually wants to sell 60 houses a year and really go for it? Raise your hands. All right, so that's 5 a month, right? So how many hot leads do you need to generate on the way into the month? You need to go into the month with 6 to 7 hot leads every single month. Now, how do you get there? Simple. Start with never allowing yourself go into a month without 1 to 2 hot leads. Track it, monitor it, work on your closing skills, and then you go to 3 to 4 hot leads. See, that's how you win the game, people. You win the game by not focusing on the money. The money is as a result of your efforts and your skills and your mind. Who gives a shit about money? Win the game of life. Win the game of life. Win the game of life. You win the game of life, the money will come. The money will come. The money will come. The money will never, ever come so long as you live if all you focus on is the money. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? The money is the end result of you every month saying, I need 5 hot leads, because if I can get 5 hot leads, then I'll convert 3 of them. And then while I work and go get 2 more. And then you just do that over and over and over. And listen to me, people. See, you understand now why when you go to your dashboard, why we built it the way we built it for you? There's a method to the madness so that the first thing you see is hot, warm, cold. You see your database. You see how many people are there. Because based off of that, that will dictate how many pending sales you're going to get. And based off of that, that dictates how many closed deals you're going to close. It's all numbers. It's all numbers. That's why I can't coach you if you don't have your numbers in there. If you have your numbers in there, and by the way, I'm talking just the basic one. Just enter your leads and start tracking your pendings and your closings. If you can do that, guess what I can do? It'll take me 3 minutes to tell you exactly what's going on and exactly what's about to happen. It's all based off the numbers. Who can admit, raise your hands if you can admit, you probably think about the wrong things the majority of the day. Raise your hands. Yeah, look at us, right? Look at us. And look at Wendy raised her hand and go back to that day. How empowered did you feel that day after that? It was like that. It was like a clockwork. Because look at, she's a driver, so she just went boom, 5, 7, and then what you do? You want to take it a step further? Then you ask yourself this question. I'm coaching you on how to coach yourself now. You ready? All right, write this down. What has to happen? What has to happen? What has to happen? What has to happen to move Mr. So-and-so from cold to warm? What has to happen? You need to get real good at asking yourself that question. Now, let me train you. Let me train you a little bit. Because when we're not used to excellence, when we're not used to pushing the envelope, when we're not used to forcing the result, guess what we'll see? We'll see the obstacle. So the answer will be something like this. I'm just waiting for my lender. The hell are you waiting for? Well, no, I don't know. Please explain to me. Well, no, there's no well. Everybody, well, that's what you guys do. Well, there's no well. Move the damn thing along. Get them from cold to warm. If that's all you did every day, what do I got to do? What has to happen? What has to happen? What has to happen? What has to happen? And then you go to the warm list. And then you do the same thing with the warm list. What has to happen? What has to happen to get them from warm to hot? Sometimes it's a conversation. Sometimes it's a visit. Sometimes it's a connection. Sometimes it's sending them pictures. Sometimes it's getting them excited about something. You got to get good at asking yourself that question. You know why most people don't ask yourself that question? Because then you put pressure on yourself, and people don't like pressure. When you get really, really good at handling the pressure, guess what you do? You just start moving people along. And then when you get them hot, guess what you ask yourself? What has to happen? What has to happen for me to list that house? What has to happen for me to get that person in escrow? What has to happen? Because by the time they're in hot, you know our definition of hot. It's somebody that's ready to do something within the next 30 to 45 days. You understand how this works? This is both a technical class as well as a mental class. You understand? I'm trying to help you guys understand what it really takes to move this thing along. I don't know who it was, but somebody just this week said, I'm going to go take 5 listings. I go, great. That means you have at least 7 or 8 prospects that are ready to go right now. Well, I don't. Okay, where are they going to come from? Thin air. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Unless you're that damn good, which I'm still to meet anybody that's that damn good. This is a momentum-based business. That's why we say the 90-day cycle is so important, because after 90 days, you go into that last month. You're going into it with what? A couple of hot leads. You understand how this works, people? Okay, any questions about this? Please, let me open up for questions. Questions. By the way, if you're out there, send me your question direct because I can't see your chat. 909-477-7690. Send me your question direct, okay? You guys have any questions? You understand? Okay, so ready? Write down the number of hot leads you have right now. Hot leads right now. What's a hot lead? And don't give me none of your BS either. A hot lead. Someone that's ready to go in 30 to 45 days right now. How many hot leads do you have? Okay, keep that number to yourself. Now, you coach yourself. If you have less than 3 hot leads, by the way, what is a hot lead? Ready to go. As a matter of fact, we'll make it from now till the end of the month. It's the 3rd of the month. Ready to go, meaning you can slam them into escrow or you can get them listed. So please, like whatever number you had, cut it in half. Unless you're ready to accept the pressure of what that means. Means if I'm considering them hot, I'm going to go get the job done and they will be in escrow or they will be listed. Ready? All right, answer me this question. If you have less than 4 right now, what does that mean? You answer it for yourself. Talk to yourself. Train yourself. Think for yourself. Coach yourself. What is that a sign of? Write it down. Write it down. If you have less than 4 right now, you teach yourself now. What is that a sign of? What have you been not doing? How have you been approaching it? What have you been thinking about? Because there's a reason you have less than 4. 2 minutes. This is for you. Okay. By the way, for those of you that have more than 4, don't get too happy. Answer this question then. How many warm leads do you have? Because you could be going good this month, but the warm and the cold are the ones that dictate what's going to happen the next month. You understand? If you have less than 4, patented, this always happens. Anybody who is struggling in sales has a little bit of hot leads, and they typically have a little bit of hot leads because they just had a good month the month before. It always happens. It always happens. And why does that happen? Because people focus too much on the commissions and how much they need to pay their bills. It's like this weird psychological thing. And you'll start stepping into abundance when you stop thinking like that. Let me give you a little secret about bills and people you owe money to. You ready? If there ain't nothing you can do about it, stop fucking worrying about it. There's nothing you can do about it. You'll pay them when you're ready to pay them. But what good does it do for you? No, seriously. I remember when I would go through my financial problems, and I finally decided, well, I've always been pretty good at being detached from things. And when I went through that, I would just remember my high school teacher, Mr. Bailey. He taught me something. He says, worrying fixes nothing. Nothing. So why do it? Why? Why do it? Why? For what? What purpose does worrying solve? Does it solve any purpose? It solves one. It makes you feel horrible. So I remember when we were going through what we went through, the way we clawed out of it is I finally said, listen, I know you don't want to hear this. I'm going to get to you. When I get to you, you have my word. I'm going to handle it. That's it. Goodbye. Ching. And I just stopped ignoring. Now, I didn't want that pressure anymore. So guess what I would go out do? I would go work hard to go get it done and then pay. But get out of that zone, that worry, frustration. You gotta get out of that. That's this. You can't win the game of life when you're in that zone. Okay? Sound good? All right, let's take it a step further.
See that in live on your way home today?
Can I say what?
Can you talk about that on your way home?
Why?
Facebook Live?
I don't know. I'm very, when I feel it, if I feel it, I will. If I don't, I don't. I'm very genuine like that. Okay. All right, you guys ready for the next step?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to teach you guys something here. Write down your income goal for this year now. What your original income goal for this year was.
Or what it was?
Yeah, what it was. Don't give up on it. Don't give up on it. If you're not hitting it, I think you're learning today, right now, maybe why you're not hitting it. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Right? The thinking is off. Okay. Okay, write down your original income goal for this year. You got the number? Okay. Write down now what you have earned this year so far. Whatever it is, subtract it from the original income goal. And that's going to leave you with a number. Yes or no? Yeah? Okay, let's talk about this for a second. This is what happens to us. We get very, very excited at the beginning of the year about possibility. The reason why that happens is because there's nothing holding us back. The only thing that's in front of us is the future. It's just the future, right? And then about March or April, remember we talked about this at the first quarter review, you start doing the math and you start figuring out and you start realizing, oh, I'm behind, or, whatever the case may be. And then we start focusing on the fact that we're behind versus focusing on what we should be focusing on. And what do we as human beings are? We are heat-seeking missiles, and we get what we attract and what we think about. So let me shift your focus for a little bit. Okay, you guys got that number? What you said you were going to earn, what you've earned, that's a balance. That's a difference, right? Okay. Who wants to share their number? What's the difference, the balance? I don't care who it is. Wendy.
I made 231
Okay, 231 remaining.
remaining.
Okay, good. Who wants to share their number? Oh, yes. 100. Okay, great. All right, great. Who else? What's their number? 115. Okay, good. No problem. Steve, what's your number? Huh?
200.
200 is left, right? Okay, no problem. All right, great. Okay, let me get you into reality for all of you. You ready? Whatever your number is, somebody makes that number in a week. Let me smack you in the mouth with a little dose of reality. Because that number for some of us is like going to the gym and about to lift a heavy weight. What do we do when we know it's heavy? We get all nervous because we have a psychological thing with that weight. Let me remind you, whatever that number is, I don't give a damn what you think about it. Let me tell you reality. Reality is that somebody makes that number in a week. Whether you like it or not, someone makes that number in a week. A lot of you saw the video that I made yesterday with my buddies Dan and Robert. You know what that was about? That was about me seeing a human being that was stuck mentally, making something such a big deal. And I think that's what's happening with some of us today. No one has hit us with a dose of reality. You think that's a lot of money. Steve, you think 200 grand is a lot of money. I'm sorry, 200 grand to me, it's like I will die. I couldn't function. But aren't there people like that out there in the world? Aren't there people who earn 50, 60, aren't there people who earn what you make a big deal about in your head? Aren't there people that do that in a week, a month, a day? Let me tell you the answer. The answer is yes. So the first thing we need to do is we need to detach ourselves from the emotional meaning that we give to things. Can I show you something pretty cool? I'll show you something pretty cool. Let me see something real fast. Bear with me. Who's that? It's me and Anthony.
About 06? 07?
It's me and Anthony. Yeah, I was shorter. Something happened. I don't know. Guess how old Anthony was in that picture? He was 14 years old. I was 24 years old. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. I was 24 years old driving a 7 Series BMW. Now, I know for some of you, well, that's not my style. That's not me. Can I tell you what's really underneath that and why I made the decision to go do that? Because I don't want any mental limitations in my life. And I've been playing this game for so long now that everything seems simple to me. I put the pressure on myself at 24 years old to go out and do. Do you know what it felt like being in the college group at church, owning a 7 Series BMW, having my own 2,800 square foot house, which was pimped out, by the way, and these fools were barely like picking their boogers, not knowing what life was. You know what everyone around me thought, and they were like, why? No, ¿por qué? Right? You know what my family thought? You know what? Guess what? None of that matters, people. Because I decided very early on to play the game at a different level. That's it. That's it. That's it, people. That's it. So where we have an emotional attachment with things like a car or things like a new home or things like whatever it is, I'm here to encourage you and challenge you. And I'm telling you, if you can't get over something like that, you won't be able to get over mentally that number that you put down. Because it's like that heavy weight that you don't want to pick up. You give it a meaning. Be honest with you, how many of you guys realize that there's 70-year-olds that have never driven a 7 Series BMW? Raise your hands. Yeah. And, to each their own, that's fine. But it was funny. I had a conversation with Anthony this morning because he called me. He just got a new S-Class, right? And he called me. He's like, hey, what do you think? He was doing all this. I said, listen to me right now. You want to be rich? He said, yeah. Then I said, then you can't be a little. Because listen, and if you are having that sort of anxiety and debate, and answer me one question: how are you ever going to make $1 million a year? That number is the number you need to go out and conquer. So help you God, whatever you have to do, you have to go out and conquer that number. You have to own that damn number. Because if you don't own that number, tell me something right now. When the hell are you going to own double that? Let me tell you the answer. The answer is never. Never. So sometimes, again, everybody has their own plan and their own, I understand, but, Anthony was having anguish about his, and he's like, man, I feel like nobody understands. I go, nobody needs to understand. You're on your course with your plan, with your future. And I had to remind him, I said, if you're feeling this now at 30, imagine what I felt like at 24 years old. At 24 years old. At 21 years old, making 70 grand. At 22 years old, making 100 grand. And I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. Because I just didn't want limitations. I found out very early on in life that the way to really make it big is to whatever hang up you have mentally, you got to go attack that son of a gun and you have to go get it. And that's why now today, well, yeah, everything seems easy because I've just programmed my brain to think I can do whatever the hell I want. If you had a brain that was programmed like that, you think you'd take more listings and make more sales?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to tell you? And by the way, how did I get there? Simple, by setting small little numbers and watermarks that I wanted to go out and hit. Year one, the number was 30. Because I went to the broker and I asked him, who's the number one agent here? And he said, so-and-so. And he said, well, how long has he been here? Well, he's been here for 15 years. I go, I'm taking him down this year. And he said, yeah, but you're brand new. I go, I don't give a damn. I'm taking him down. I'll work him. I'll anything. It's just I decided very early on that's the way I was going to approach the game. You guys understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah.
And then once I hit that mark, I just wouldn't let myself be satisfied with anything else than a little bit more. 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 Honest to God, I never think money. I think win and succeed and do better. And the money that's just a part of it. That just comes. Now you're all seeing me write a book, do a new podcast, do a new website. And basically, I know we love Gary Vee. I'm going to take Gary Vee out the game. I ain't playing around. Yet, what do you think is happening in the minds of all the other agents? Why is he writing a book? Who does he think he is? It's just been happening to me. So that doesn't bother me. That doesn't faze me. I already conquered that. A long time ago, I conquered that. I remember when we started in Terrell. He's going to spread himself too thin. Stupid people have sayings. You know what I'm saying? This is just stupid sayings for stupid people. That's all they know. Pobrecitos. They just know to say stupid shit. That's okay. Box number 5. You guys get it? Did that help? Because how many of you is that confrontational towards? That's a 24-year-old kid right there. That's a 24-year-old kid that just 6 years removed was on welfare in a 2-bedroom apartment on Jackson Street in Rialto, by the way. Take that. So if you're stuck, it's just because you're stuck up here. You got to give yourself a target. You got to push for more. You got to. Because if not, you'll never liberate yourself to really go out and get what you can get, who you can become in this business. Let me show you how to do this. Who's going to hit the number? You don't have a choice now, people. You don't have a choice now. You don't have a choice because if you don't hit this number, that number on your paper, or let me tell you something else to take a little pressure off, or at least come close. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to win all the time. At least, like, come close. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come within reach so that in your mind you can say, okay, I did it. That means next year I can do a little bit more, right? Here's how you're going to make that number. Divide that number by, is that what it is? By 8. Divide that number by 8. Okay, you guys got that number? Okay. That's the next watermark you have to focus on. You understand what I'm saying? Now, divide that number by your average commission check that you earn right now. Which, by the way, you need to stop guessing at that number. It's about, no, there's no about. We built it for you in Salesforce. We spent hundreds of thousands of dollars for you to go in, click a button, and know exactly what that number is. And that tells you how many deals a month you got to close. And that's your focus, and that's your target, and that's your mission. When you look at it like that, is that doable, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, because if it's not doable to you, let me give you a little secret. You ready? There's people that do that number in a week. Whatever you think is big, let's get to reality. There's people that do that number in a week. So once you start accepting your greatness, once you start accepting what's really possible for you, once you start really accepting what you can do, and you stop this head game of, oh my God, I got to go do 3 a month, and oh my God. Listen, there's people that do 3 a week. Shut up. Figure out a way and go get it done. The next watermark you need to focus on, pending income. Okay? Pending income. I quite honestly, I've never taught on this because I forgot it, but I used to remember that when I was an agent, I would basically calculate. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to calculate what you want to earn from now till the end of the year per month, right? And guess what else we built for you? We built a dashboard that shows you your pending income. Have you guys ever looked at it? It's in Salesforce. You know why we built it for you? Because I know that that's how you're going to hit your goal. By focusing on that. So let's talk about this. This is an actual pending income report. I want you to study this report. I'm going to go to the restroom real fast. I've been drinking a lot of water. Tell me what's wrong with this report. Every office, you tell me what's wrong with the report. That's as of this morning, by the way. All right, who could tell me what's wrong? What's wrong with this report? This is as of an hour ago. Who could tell me what's wrong? Come on, it's looking right at you.
April.
Huh?
Everything's April.
What about April?
It's too big.
It's too big?
Not balanced out. It should be balanced out.
What else? It's as of today. What else? Okay, after May, what happened to June, July? Okay, what else? Okay, you ready? I can tell you right now that this individual is not focused on these watermarks. Guess why I can tell you that? Because we're in May. There's no way there can be pending income in April and March. You understand what I'm telling you? It's May right now. There's no way there can be pending income in March and in April. Guess what that means? That means somebody is not looking at this and up it. Somebody doesn't care enough to fix this and focus on it and make sure, in other words, what you think about happens. So if you were really, really focused on hitting your income goals, guess what you'd be looking at every day? That right there, my friends. It would mean something to you. It would matter to you. Guess why we don't look at it? Because we're too focused on trying to pay the bills. That's why. Is that what I'm trying to tell you? Take all that energy and all that focus that you put out there and put it here. And here's what you're going to look at. Ready? Here's another one. See the problem? It's already May. It's May 3rd. You can't tell me you're a business person and your data and your charts are saying that there's income in April. You can't tell me that. You're no business person. Stop lying to yourself. Nope. Nope. How about that one? There's a deal there in April. Did it close? Is it pending? Did it cancel? What happened? And most importantly, why are we not on top of that? How about that one? You see what's happening here, people? See what's happening here? We want the results that business people get, but we don't want to behave like business people behave. I bet you $1 million right now. I bet you $1 million right now that Steve Jobs, the day that the month changed, all of his dashboards would be correct. Yes or no? Yeah. You want to hit this mark? Here's what you're going to focus on from now on. In order for you to hit that income goal, okay, who could tell me their number for the month? What's the number for the month? 28,075. Okay, and how many deals is that? No. How many? What's your average commission check? 7?
6.
6,000? 6, 12, 18, 12. Okay, you need at least 4. Okay, here's what you're going to focus on. You ready? Next month, you have got to put $28,000 worth of pending income that is going to close and is scheduled to close next month. Whatever that number is that you have per month, that is now your focus. Forget about everything else. And let me explain to you why this is so important. Because you see a problem that we have in real estate, and we're real estate agents. What we do is we get really, really excited when we have a good month, right? What does a business person do? I can't get too excited because look, I haven't filled the pipeline for the following month, have I? You see the change in focus? There's a change in focus. You see, we approach this game and we approach this business and we throw out a number at the beginning of the year. All right, are you tracking it? How close are you to hitting it? Are you focused on it? What is your plan to achieve it? And look how simple it is. Every single month, just slam that many escrows into the pipeline that you can clearly see is going to close during that month. Honor your dashboard. Respect your numbers. Update your numbers. Do this, people. Your life will change forever. Steve, what's the number?
It's 3.6 for the month.
So what's the income number?
25.
25,000. Okay, you realize that people earn that in a day.
Hard to.
No. Is it? No. It's not hard. It's either I'm lying to you or I'm telling you the truth. Are there people that earn that in a day? Do the math. What's 25,000 times 30? Do the math. Do the math. How much is it? 25,000 times 30. 750. That's 750,000 a month, right? Times 12. How much is that? That's 10 million. Tell me one person you know of, have heard of, or ever thought of that earns $10 million a year. Come on, tell me. An actor? Who else? A baseball player? Who else? A real estate agent? So is it that big of a deal now? No, it's not. Let's get that out of the way, because if it's a big deal to you, you ain't never going to make it. Right? Okay, let's break that down. How many deals is that? 3 a month? Okay, listen to me. If you were desperate and I was hanging your child off the 4-story building, and I told you, if you don't go get 3 damn deals, I'm going to drop them. Would you go get the 3 damn deals? Yeah, why? Because you would be forced to focus on the things you have to do to go out and get the 3 deals. Can I tell you how simple 3 deals is? Do 2 open houses a week. You'll get 3 deals. See, now the pressure's on you, people. Now the pressure's on, because every excuse, every doubt, every worry you got, I'm just chopping it down at the knees. I'm just chopping it down at the knees. I'm putting so much pressure on you right now that some of you is making you a little uncomfortable, quite frankly. Guess what? You need to learn to deal with the pressure. If you can't deal with that pressure, how are you going to learn to build a team someday? How are you going to handle the pressure of hiring an assistant someday? How are you going to, you know what I'm talking about, people? You got to learn to deal with this pressure. Okay? You understand? Everybody understanding how this works? Everybody understand? First, you got to understand your watermarks. You got to understand your watermarks, people. Huge. Hot, warm, cold, and your pending income. That alone right there, that's all you need. That's all you need. Because that you can start to see how the rest of the month and the rest of the year is going to pan out. Number 2, stop making it such a big deal. Stop. It's not a big deal. It's a big deal because you think it's a big deal. But that's the way you think. You have messed up thinking. Don't ruin your life and your future because of the way you think. Fix the way you think. Realize that there's people that are earning and doing and having and creating what you think as a big deal. Realize that they're doing that like if it's free, like if it's nothing. Number 3, get mad about that. Get angry about that. Get angry about that. Challenge the status quo. Become abnormal. Don't do what everybody else does. Push yourself. Because let's get real. What's 3 deals a month? That would make you one of the highest earners in your city. What's 3 deals a month? You could do that. With the right focus, you could do it. The right focus, you could do it. After you get mad about it, next, go do something about it. See, all of a sudden, guys, when the option is removed, when the excuse is removed, when all of that is removed, it's easy to prospect. It's easy to go do open houses. It's easy to follow up. It's easy to do everything we teach you to do. Why? Because you want that bad. That's why. And when you want something bad enough, you'll do what it takes to go get it. Last but not least, start respecting your dashboards and start respecting your analytics. Start studying them. Start going to them. Start looking at them. And if you want to focus on anything, focus on that dashboard we built for you, that My Business Plan Sales Tracking. And if you don't want to look at it, guess what you don't want to look at? You don't want to look at it because you're ashamed. Okay, get mad and go do something about it. Go get unashamed. And I'm going to end with this. Some of you probably are thinking something like, well, yeah, Danny, you make it sound so easy. It is, people. It is. It's that easy. I know it doesn't seem that way to you. It doesn't seem that way to you because the way you're wired to think. And because you're accepting mediocrity in other areas of your life. You're accepting a little house when you can have a big house. You're accepting to live with your mom as a grown-ass adult when you should not be doing that. You're accepting a putt-putt when you could get a nicer car. You got to start wanting. You got to start wanting to grow and to expand and then guess what? Once you want, then you just follow it up with massive action, guys. You can go have whatever you want in this life. It's going to be very difficult if you make everything out to be so difficult. So, you guys ready real fast? Write down something in your life, whatever it is, all of you listen to me. Write down something in your life right now that you probably see as a big thing that I would probably see as, come on, dude, that's easy. Write it down. Write it down. What's stopping you? Let me help you. For some of us, it's like, man, my bills next month. I got to pay those. You might think that's a hard thing. I might think, come on, dude. Come on, stop playing that game. You're better than that. You might think, let's get real. You might think going out and owning a home is a big deal. Let me tell you right now, you're constantly going to be facing an internal battle as a real estate salesperson until you go own your own home. Because you're going to feel ingenuine. Yes or no? Want to do the math on that real fast? You can own your own home by the end of next year. So easy. So easy. Do the math. Honestly, do the actual math. How much would it cost you for a down payment and how much would you need to earn on a monthly basis? And go do the math and you'll go look, okay, like that's more than I'm doing right now, but damn it, if I really wanted it, I can go do that. This is easy. You understand what I'm trying to tell you guys? There's things in your life that you have accepted that are stopping you from what you want to be selling on a monthly basis. And all I'm trying to tell you is start understanding that whatever your hangup is, other people don't deal with that hangup. So that means that you can grow into not having to deal with that hangup as well. Start focusing on the right things, which is your target, your destiny, and your goal. Focus on the right things, you'll start getting the right things. Sound fair? Questions from anybody? Let me check my phone, see if anybody texts me.